All right, boom. Now look, Mario right here. Now look, check this out. Now y'all might think this all simple. You might think this is all fun and jokes and games and stuff like that. Cause you know, this is a lot of y'all favorite video games and stuff like that. So you might think, oh yeah, I'm about to go get Bowser and stuff like that. But you have to think about the story. You have to think about the narrative. Think about the story. Think about the narrative and things of that nature. What is Mario actually going to do? Don't think about his job and shit like that, because these are just allegories. And remember, anytime we have a main character, the main character, all the supporting cast is just the different thoughts and feelings, men and women, beastly like or not, of the main character. So Bowser is just a representation of one of Mario's beastly natures, right? So here's the thing. So this is Mario's biggest challenge. Now, the reason why Bowser and a lot of movies is in this allegory, because this is how they made our Bibles, and this is how you could point to who's practicing certain things, regardless if it have different names, like Knights Templar, Rosicrucian, this president of Mason, this president not one, the second one, all that front out ass shit. But let's go back to what they're practicing in inaugurations and things of that nature. So what's actually being practiced is the people who's making these stories for everybody that's being raised under their education, politics, business, entertainment, and religion in their society and things of that nature, don't have no other way to think about things. So they don't even know how a starting point to look at things, right? Because they only know how to use these things as nigga spells against people that look just like them. So here's the thing, right? This is someone's allegory of understanding that a person's, as an individual, worst enemy could be themselves, and it'll be their beastly nature. So a lot of times this is why video games or demons a lot of times be drawn in the allegory of something scary, or in something that look like an animal but have capabilities like a human. So that'll scare you. So for the most part, or an animal with a bunch of different other mixtures of different type of animals that don't mix together. So it might have a bird beak, snake eyes, you know what I'm saying? Goat horns, you know what I'm saying? Horse legs, cow waist, and then you is just debobulated. So it's just it's a person understanding the human psyche of how to fuck up a person's mind, and how to fuck up a person's mind is making something that look confusing. And then when we start to make allegories and gematria and numerology and necromancy behind it, and summoning dead energies, memories and shit like that from other spirits that's not in them anymore, these is how a lot of these forms creatures look and things of that nature. So when you get into your beastly forms, a lot of times it make you appear to be an evil or nasty or negative or beastly individual that's in search for desires that may be out of moderation. So Mario right here is an allegory of Mason. So you can change Mario with Mason, right? And here's the thing: what is Mario doing? Mario is saving Princess Peach, right? Now, what I tell y'all, even all the way to the Bible, all the way to Kemet, this is how they made all of our movies, Osmosis Jones and shit like that, and nighttime dinosaur movies that we watched in the library class in elementary. So look, check this out, right? So Princess Peach represents Mario's emotion, right? Our feelings. Eve. It's another allegory to Eve. So if Mario going to save Princess Peach inside of a cave, which is an allegory to your body, right? And in that cave is Bowser, which is a beast, right? That look turtle, dragon face, turtle shell, wolf hands. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, this puts you into a circumstance that, you know, when you overcome your beastly natures, you could save yourself from emotional stress. So it's an allegory of that. So Mario is the thought, the idea, the man, and it takes a logical thought to save yourself from a flunked out as emotion, right? Because that flunked out as emotion can turn into a beastly nature and get trapped. And when your emotions get trapped into a desire, and you only care about manifesting that desire, you only care about that passion, you only care about that love matter, then the very same thing that you care about can destroy you in some way, shape, or form. And you're utilizing your chastity, or your charismatic gifts, or your inner glow, or your gold, your emotion, your macabre, your moon. You're utilizing it for things it's not made for. And therefore, that's when God don't like ugly, because what's once can be beautiful, like Princess Peach, can turn into something you end up having to fight against, like motherfucker King Bowser. You get it? So for the most part, this is the allegory when you're playing Mario. So all the levels and things of that nature are allegory of trials and tribulations the common human go through. You know what I'm saying? All the way to the point that when you're on Sonic 3 and you can fly and things of that nature, where you can't fly, you can glide. It's an allegory to that. So everything all men represents thoughts, all women represents feelings, and all creatures represents our desires. This is why Gnosticism, and even in ancient texts and religious texts, the woman is always correlated to a demon or something being destroyed, which is just the woman is not talking about females. That's why you don't go into the woods and access that animal or bug or real man or woman. You're asking is that plant a male or female? Because if you're growing some weed during this time, which is a perfect time at this time, right? You're gonna make sure you want to make sure it's not too many males after some seeds, after you already got some seeds. If you're trying to just grow some good trees, you want to make sure that you don't got too many males around that female, because she will get fucked the shit out of and get pollinated. And then the weed won't be good because she got too many damn seeds. So for the most part, she got used and abused. So you have to understand the alchemy of what's actually going on, even in nature, when it start to talk about what's being saved. The masculine is always the thought, the feminine is always the motherfucker, the feeling, and then the beast is always the nature in some way, shape, or form. How these things connect and derive to be. So for the most part, that's why you see these little animals and shit here also in this motherfucker shit.